tweaked it a little bit on my computer.
I don't know how to do this sort of thing.
Oh, well, Raven, now. Oh.
Anne Hathaway always appears like the perfect Hollywood star. Elegant, intelligent, and almost always completely in control. But sometimes, all it takes is one story told a little too seriously for her to instantly shift the entire energy in the room. One overly honest answer. One reaction she can't hold back. Suddenly, the whole conversation goes in a completely different direction.
That is my Facebook update. And then the movie starts. And there's music.
No.
And there's a really great guy called Johnny Flynn. He plays the lead. He's really good.
Tremendous.
And that happens when Anne Hathaway reenacts a scene from Interstellar. But the way she commits to it ends up making the entire studio laugh.
I mean, because some movies, they do it in different ways. So how do they?
We were on a wire 80 feet in the air. Other times you were on the end of a gimbal like a seesaw. And other times I know you. Show your one leg move?
Yeah. Sometimes it was very high tech. I would stand on one leg.
Now, Matt,
and sort of float around.
I hear you're very good at it. Can you show us?
During a trivia game with Jimmy Fallon about The Devil Wears Prada, Anne Hathaway almost immediately sends the conversation off track after forgetting her own role in the movie.
I was working last week and I was on set and we were just passing the time. You seen that movie trivia game where it's cards and it just asks you questions?
Oh yeah, I've seen like they have a bunch of quizzes, like sports and movies.
I was just having one of those like runs where I couldn't miss.
Yes.
Like I just knew, and I was like surprising myself. And they were like, "Oh, okay, so junior executive assistant in Devil Wears Prada." I'm just like, Emily Blunt. And they were like, and it wasn't her, it was me, so.
When the topic turns to paparazzi, Anne Hathaway suddenly starts rapping like Lil Wayne in a way that leaves everyone unsure how to react.
I'm a paparazzi, I don't play no Yahtzee, I go pop, 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 my camera's up your crotch. Call me scuzzy, making money, that's my job, celeb photography. What, hell no, I'm not needy. Don't act so hotsy-totsy, bitch, I know that you from Jersey. Pop, 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 scream all you want, won't make me stop. Pop, I know you love to feel my pop.
On The Graham Norton Show, Anne Hathaway accidentally shifts the entire conversation after revealing a fact about Robert De Niro.
I didn't mean to, but I made the world believe that Robert De Niro is a fan of The Bachelor. And, he was being sarcastic in an email. One of our trailers or something was premiering in front of The Bachelor, and Bob said, "You bet your ass I'm a fan of The Bachelor," and I was like, this is such good goss about it. And now Bob has had to answer nonstop questions for this entire press tour about what a fan of The Bachelor is, what's his favorite season, what does he think of the rose ceremony.
If you could all reach under your seat, you have a clementine under there. Okay. Over the holidays, we took a family road trip up coastal California. We found this amazing, like, former hippie enclave from the 60s. Secondhand bookstore, and I found a book in there by this guy who used to be really big called Dr. Q. He wrote a book called Citrus Healing. And it was all the ways that you can incorporate citrus into your life. One of the things was how to incorporate citrus into your meditation practice. And it was called Clementine.
Somehow, Anne Hathaway even manages to tell a completely ridiculous story about a tangerine in a way that makes both Ellen DeGeneres and the audience start believing it.
Okay, and then breathe out, still doing it. You do a sort of, it's not quite an ujjayi breath, but in the back of your throat you go, can you guys do it? And then you breathe out. Can you do that? Yeah, just kind of like, ooh. Yeah, keep doing it. Breathe out. Do you guys feel a little bit better? Feel good? That's impossible, I made the whole thing up.
Even while sitting next to Matthew McConaughey, Anne Hathaway still has no problem saying exactly how she feels.
Tell the people why you were excited to work with Matthew.
There are a few reasons. I had been a fan for, a while, like many people. I remember sitting down with Chris, to talk about people, who are you gonna cast in it? And he said, well, I've been thinking about Matthew McConaughey. He goes, oh, you think that's a good idea? Have you seen Mud? And I said, no, I've seen Magic Mike. And Chris goes, oh, yeah, well, most people who have seen Mud think that, he's really, really And I'm just like, Magic Mike. Magic Mike.
She even shared the extremely awkward story of being invited to one of Matthew McConaughey's parties. while sitting right next to him on live television.
And we got the date wrong, and so I showed up the day later, which is the day after the party. That one was like an 8.
Showed up at the McConaughey's house in the middle of a Sunday when there was no party going on. Thing outside of co-hosting the Oscars with James Franco.
He answered the door like.
Oh, he was the best, man. He knew how bad I felt, and he invited
Were you
us in.
dressed and ready for a party?
Well, I
Right after Tom Hiddleston gave a surprisingly humble answer, Anne Hathaway almost immediately started teasing him.
This is truly remarkable for me to be sitting on this sofa with these people who have inspired me from when I was very, very young.
Oh, you're welcome.
That I know.
It's true. My favorite was when you called me an animatronic cock tease.
Yeah, because on that day you really look like it. But you called me a big-titted Russell Crowe.
You asked me to. No. You're misrepresenting that story. Rob was like, Annie, call me a big titted Russell Crowe in this.
Oh, did I make up that
You
joke?
did for yourself.
Years after the Princess Diaries became iconic, Anne Hathaway finally revealed the awkward truth behind her perfect princess image.
Where I was at the top of the hill, and they handed me a scooter. And they said, okay, you're just gonna go down the hill, we've done it, it's totally safe. And then, and they said, and if you get nervous, just use the brake, it'll be fine. I picked up so much momentum, so fast.
Horrifying.
And so I just hit the brake immediately and rode the brake the entire time down. And I just remember, I got to the bottom, and I was like, that's good.
You're like, because I won't be doing that again.
They're like, do you want to go again? I'm like, if you got it, I don't want to waste the time.
On the Graham Norton show, Anne Hathaway's impression of Britney Spears was so accurate that the entire studio started looking around in disbelief.
Spears. This is an oldie but a goodie. Okay. Oh, baby, baby, how was I supposed to know that something wasn't right here? I shouldn't have let you go. Now you're out of sight.
But even though the whole world loves Anne Hathaway's singing voice, the one person completely unimpressed by it is still her son.
But he apparently, is this true that he doesn't like you to sing at all?
He does not like my singing voice in the slightest.
Like, how does he react to you?
Well, like sometimes like he's very calm and I'm like, okay, this is it, this is the moment. Mama, no. No, Mama, no. And then like I'll give it a minute and I go and he goes, Mama, no. So I was taking him on the swings and I noticed that all these other kids, they were coming down the slide and it looked, really like an unusual slide. Like maybe it was built before I'll bring Johnny on the slide. So I go up to the top and they're little, but they were cutting in front of us. And I couldn't say anything because I'm an adult, but I was just like, all right. So anyway, I was going up to the side of the slide
Give him a little shove.
And from there, Anne Hathaway somehow turned a sweet moment with her son at the playground into a story that became a lot less sweet afterward.
Because their moms were there.
that
And
makes it
then
worse.
as I'm going up slowly, the moms kind of start to recognize me.
So then I get to the top of the slide, and just for any girls in the audience, and we're going down the slide, and now the moms are watching, and I'm like, okay, here we go. So we go down, but what I hadn't thought about was physics. Like, you have a 35-pound child going down, it's one speed. You have me and my son, it's like not 35 pounds, so we just go around the...
When the trio from The Devil Wears Prada reunited at SAG Awards 2024, Anne Hathaway almost immediately slipped back into her familiar back and forth with Meryl Streep.
Two things. I forgot my glasses. And the envelope. Age-old question. Where does the character end and the actor begin?
Well, as we've just seen, Meryl and Miranda Priestley are sort of like twins, right?
I don't think I'm anything like Miranda
No.
Priestley.
That wasn't a question.
I wore a pink dress that I thought was absolutely stunning, and someone said it looked like a vagina. Wow.
Is that a bad thing?
I don't think so.
I mean, vagina dressing is a very good idea.
I thought it was
from time to time.
Represent. Yeah, exactly.
And even at the premiere of The Devil Wears Prada 2, Anne Hathaway quickly pulled Emily Blunt right back into their usual playful chemistry.
Jessica Pastor, my stylist, just sort of killed people at dawn for it.
Oh yeah, listen, I would never go up against Jessica Pastor or Erin Walsh for that matter.
I love it, and I didn't know that we would be having a joyful skirt off.
You are having a very
We just keep sort of attacking each other with our skirts.
Not long after that, the two actresses brought that exact same energy to the Oscars stage and immediately started teasing their boss right in front of Meryl Streep.
Hey, Meryl. I love you.
Why doesn't she have her cappuccino? Did you get her cappuccino?
I thought you were going to get it.
Look how she's smiling as though it doesn't bother her.
Such a good actress.
If you don't want cupcake frosting all over your nose, you might want to learn Anne Hathaway's overly serious way of eating a cupcake.
Take the top. And you pull it apart.
You like a whoopie pie almost, like you
And
make
then
it
you
to where
have
it's
a
like
sandwich and you don't get frosting up your nose.
Sir, go. Sir, back, a little further back, please, sir.
Got it?
I need it.
Whoa. Cutting, reset.
Anne Hathaway doesn't try to seem perfect. She turns her flaws into part of her charm, and somehow makes everything funny in a very intelligent way.
Fans are really excited about this. It was a couple days ago we finally saw the first photos of you as Catwoman. How do you fit into that suit?
A lot of lead time. Tricep curls and, you know.
But you're in phenomenal shape
bench-
right now.
Bench kicks, I don't know.
How much weight have you lost to get into this shape right now?
Not just ask me that
No, I'm just
question.
saying, you're like,
what a forward
whoa.
young man you are.
Privacy. Number 2, you always have to look just right. Number 3. Are you okay?
Behind the image of a perfectly polished movie star, Anne Hathaway has always been surprisingly good at turning even the most serious conversations into something unexpectedly fun.
You know, people come up and such good intentions, but they're like, oh, do you know what you're having? And I was like, nope. And then they were like, when's it due? I'm like, May. But I was carrying really big up front, so like by the end of it, I would say like, you know, when are you due? And I'm like, oh, May. And people would be like, ugh.
Oh my God.